evening and welcome to the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin for Tuesday, August 19, 2025. In the headlines tonight, PPPC launches 65-page manifesto with focus on education, healthcare, and economic empowerment. Kanu ramps up efforts to tackle evolving drone trafficking tactics as new types of narcotics detected in Guyana. $566.9 million North Romville Secondary School commission. Special balloting stations set up in hinterland and border region. It should be criminal to have a poorly lighted, broken down vehicles on the Susai-Linden Highway, says former Commissioner of Police. And Delhi-Linden Georgetown commute no barrier. Ariel Mohanlal secure 19 CSEC passes. Now for the news in depth. The People's Progressive Party Civic PPPC officially launched its comprehensive 65-page manifesto on Monday, outlining an ambitious agenda for Guyana's continued development. The event was held at the Pegasus Corporate Center and attracted a wide cross-section of society, including civil society members, professionals, and supporters.
Among the key promises, the party pledged to deliver world-class education and healthcare, increase disposable income for citizens, and expand financial literacy and social safety nets nationwide. A major highlight of the manifesto is the planned rollout of the Ghana Digital School, a national initiative aimed at modernizing education delivery. The PPPC also committed to establishing day and night care centers as well as special needs facilities in every administrative region. In the area of higher education, the party promised increased funding for the University of Guyana and an expansion of the Gold Scholarship Program, which will be made available without limits. During the launch, President Dr. Irfan Ali gave further assurances that if re elected, the PPPC government would not introduce new taxes. He also stated that existing taxes will be reduced while cash transfer programs to individuals and households would be broadened. Additionally, President Ali announced that citizens will soon have the opportunity to invest their savings or asset equity with the goal of securing reliable financial returns, marking a new chapter in citizens' well building and economic inclusion. The manifesto, which sets the tone for the party's re election campaign, is positioned as a roadmap for inclusive growth and national transformation.
That is why we talk about a co-investment opportunity, not empty words, not empty promises, a carefully calculated plan. So they can leverage the capital out of their asset. The government creates safe investment vehicles through which now they can invest that capital in, co-invest with the government. The government investment reduces the risk, so make lending easier, reduce the cost of lending, and then make projects viable and create investment earning opportunity for the people of our country, ordinary families, to be able to be part of this transformation.
As part of its social welfare agenda, the PPPC has pledged to continue the newborn cash grant initiative, enhance anti-domestic violence programs, and increase access to home-based healthcare services for the elderly. Turning to healthcare, President Dr. Irfan Ali emphasized the government's commitment to building on the foundation already laid, with the ultimate goal of establishing a world-class healthcare system accessible to all Guyanese.
What is this world-class health and education service we're talking about? You already see we're building 12 new hospitals. We have level 5 hospitals, that's the highest level. We have 2 teaching hospitals, 3 teaching hospitals that will be part of this investment. We have the teaching hospital in Region 2, the teaching hospital in Region 6, and the teaching hospital in Region 9. What does that mean? That now means that children in those regions can become medical doctors right in those regions because the hospital, the labs, and the teaching institution will support them earning those degrees right there.
Adana Dora, Ghana TV9 News.
The Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit Canoe is stepping up its operations in response to increasingly advanced methods being used by drug traffickers. Speaking during a recent episode of Safeguarding Our Nation, Canoe head Jim Singh highlighted the growing sophistication of narcotics trade, noting that traffickers are constantly adapting their strategies to evade law enforcement.
Singh pointed to a number of concerning trends, including the use of low-flying aircraft to airdrop illicit cargo, the tampering of shipping containers after custom clearance, and the development of new smuggling routes by sea. To counter these threats, Canoe has been strategically enhancing its operational capacity and surveillance capabilities in a bid to remain one step ahead of traffickers and safeguard national security.
As a result of law enforcement presence and patrolling within the Caribbean basin, that has somewhat deterred traffickers and posed more of a risk to them. On the international level, we continue to work with the DEA, the UK, the French, and the Canadian RCMP.
Despite the growing complexity of the drug trade, Canoe remains resolute in its mission to combat narcotics trafficking, according to agency head James Singh. He noted that while challenges continue to evolve, the unit is equally advancing its preparedness. Efforts are already underway to address emerging threats, including the potential spread of the synthetic drugs and the rise of highly coordinated transnational trafficking networks operating across continents.
In addition, drug trafficking threatens national security, and our mandate is to ensure that public security, investor security, as well as national security is maintained.
Director James Singh's recent public remarks come on the heels of confirmed death threats made against him by an international criminal network, according to the Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit. Despite the serious nature of the threats, Singh made it clear that the agency's work will not be derailed. He reaffirmed his commitment to leading Canoe's efforts in the fight against drug trafficking, stating that operations will continue with unwavering determination. Adana Dork, Ghana TV9 News.
A major milestone was celebrated on Monday with the official commissioning of a newly rebuilt school block that had previously been destroyed by fire. The state-of-the-art three-story structure was constructed by Carey's Engineering at a cost of $566.9 million.
The facility will now serve approximately 500 students and is equipped with modern classrooms, fully outfitted science and IT laboratories, staff rooms, and a contemporary exterior design along with several other upgraded amenities. The head teacher of the North Ruimveldt School hailed the occasion as a turning point for the school community, a sentiment echoed by the Minister of Education, who praised the project as a significant investment in the future of the country's youth. The commissioning was described as the start of a new chapter for students, teachers, and families alike.
This school is a representation of the Ministry of Education's unwavering commitment to ensuring that every child has a safe, comfortable, and well-equipped teaching learning environment. And the Ministry of Education's commitment to fostering equitable education for all our children.
Minister of Education Priya Manikchand commended the unwavering commitment of the school's teachers during the challenging period of reconstruction, noting that their determination played a critical role in sustaining the school's academic excellence despite the difficult circumstances. She expressed confidence that the newly commissioned facility will further enhance the school's ability to perform at a high level, reinforcing its long-standing reputation of resilience and academic perseverance.
This school, again, in 2014, was declared a List A school. I had done that also because the school was performing well.
The original teaching block was destroyed by fire in July 2021, forcing the displacement of students from several communities across South Georgetown. Just over a year later, in August 2022, the official sod-turning ceremony marked the beginning of reconstruction efforts for the newly commissioned learning facility, which now stands as a symbol of renewal and resilience in the education sector. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
More news after the break. Stay with us.
We voted red. We voted red.
Guyana is on the rise with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and we must continue with leadership you can trust. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Saturday, August 23 at Rumshop Street, Herstelling, East Bank, Demerara, starting at 5:30 p.m. Be there to hear from His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and others. As the most trusted political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic is transforming Guyana for all with progress you can see. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Saturday, August 23 at Rumshop Street, Herstelling, East Bank, Demerara, starting at 5:30 p.m. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
You never vote neither. So you don't know if anybody gonna know which party you vote for.
Not because I never vote. I know that when I vote, nobody can see which party I voting for.
Why should I believe you? You.
Let me help you with something, young man. The young lady is correct. The freedom to vote for a political party of your own choice on election day is yours. Nobody will know which political party you voted for. Once you would have marked your ballot paper and folded it as directed, nobody will see which political party you would have voted for after you would have placed your ballot paper in the ballot box. You're guaranteed that your vote will remain a secret.
Oh, thanks, big man. For sure, I'm gonna vote on election day. Now to feel confident that nobody will know which party I'm going to vote for.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. How to vote. Having been identified as the voter you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back on the top section as well as the bottom section in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. Look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section of the ballot paper and mark your X in the empty box next to the party symbol. Then look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official, dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided, then place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. And more, East Coast Demerara, the PPPC's journey to victory is coming your way for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square starting at 6 p.m. Be there to hear from PPP General Secretary and Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo and others. Guyana is on the rise with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and we must continue with leadership you can trust. As the most trusted political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic is transforming Guyana for all with progress you can see. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square, Enmore, East Coast, Demerara, starting at 6 p.m. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
Welcome back. You're watching Ghana TV9 News. Ghana is experiencing the arrival of new types of narcotics, prompting the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit (CANU) to step up its efforts both locally and collaboration with regional and international partners. CANU Director James Singh stated that the agency remains focused on keeping dangerous drugs off the streets and reinforcing Guyana's national security.
A significant portion of narcotics entering Guyana is originating from Venezuela, which is being used as a hub for transnational drug shipments. Speaking on this week's episode of Safeguarding the Nation program, James Singh, head of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit (CANU), said most of the illegal drugs coming into Guyana are sourced from Venezuela, with much of the supply ultimately bound for international markets in Europe and West Africa.
For that is what one can say the balloon effect. As a result of law enforcement presence and patrolling within the Caribbean basin, that has somewhat deterred traffickers and posed more of a risk to them. So what traffickers do is look for the path of least resistance. Coupled with the fact that there's a greater demand in Europe, there's better prices in Europe and less risk. It's just across the Atlantic. We've seen traffickers now take advantage of that.
There has been an emergence of new types of drugs on the local scene, Singh explained, along with foreign nationals who are trying to embed themselves within the local landscape.
New drugs such as MDMA or ecstasy, synthetic drugs coming from Europe into Guyana and then to other parts of South America. We're also seeing the presence of foreign marijuana. This is marijuana with a higher THC content coming from North America, Colombia, Venezuela, as well as far as Thailand, coming into Guyana and then going to other parts of South America. Also, the presence of foreign members of drug trafficking organizations trying to embed themselves here in Guyana. Recently, we've seen numerous foreign members held alongside Guyanese outside of Guyana with large amounts of cocaine. Again, this is an indication that they're trying to establish somewhat of a presence here.
There has been an increase in the modes of shipment, Singh explained.
We're seeing low-flying aircraft coming into our territory. We're seeing maritime vessels coming. We're seeing the contamination of containers after they've left Guyana, as well as the construction of low-profile vessels, not to mention semi-submersibles. The routes. The majority of drugs comes into Guyana, again, from Venezuela. It doesn't help that it's a narco state and claims 2/3 of our territory, but it comes from Venezuela by plane or by boat for the tranship. Some is remaining here, and as I said, some is transshipped, the majority being transshipped to other territories.
CANU has been working with its regional and international partners, which is key to the fight against drug trafficking.
And these partnerships are not just for training, but joint operations, sharing of information. In addition to that, CANU is part of several multinational law enforcement working groups. The CCOP program, funded by the European Union, deals with maritime and containerized cargo. We're members of the United Nations UNODC program. We're also members of a group called the Trans-Regional Intelligence Group. Again, these are multinational bodies which meet on a regular basis to share information, conduct joint operations.
Singh said the unit, while working along with its partners, has also introduced new technology that will allow them to identify the new ways of concealment of narcotics. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit is mandated by the government of Guyana, combats the narcotic drug trade by detecting and seizing narcotic drugs, detaining narcotic drug traffickers, and seizing narcotic drug trafficking proceeds by maintaining an effective presence at all ports of entry and exit. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
The Susac-Linden Highway is a debt trap. Large trucks break down on the highway, but there is no indication to an oncoming driver that such an obstacle is on the highway. More in this Adam Marik report.
Retired Assistant Police Commissioner Paul Slow has reinforced the view that the Soos-Dijk-Linden Highway has become extremely dangerous. Speaking on his podcast, Speaking Out, he said that the situation has been compounded by an increase in the number of broken down vehicles.
It's becoming even more dangerous. Broken down vehicles, there have been so many fatal accidents on that highway involving broken down trucks where they park, no reflector, no light, no warning. Somebody driving, especially it can be foggy, visibility can be reduced at times. Death.
He said that during a period of reforming the Guyana police force, Scottish policemen came to Guyana. One conclusion was that there should be dedicated patrols
to check on broken down vehicles, and they have to be equipped with certain things, warning signs, and that we can put at certain distance. Those things were there, and what happened? Nothing.
Slow said that vehicles are still breaking down on the Soos-Dijk-Linden Highway.
That should you should get law. That should be criminal for you to leave a broken down vehicle right there like that without putting warning signs and so on. That should be made a criminal offense because you're endangering the lives of people. Yeah, the vehicle breakdown, you might have no control over that, but you have a responsibility to ensure that signs are put. All trucks, as part of the fitness process, should have highly reflective signs. So that when they're traveling in the night, whether they break down or not, they can be seen from a distance. They should be lit up like a Christmas tree.
Some of the broken down vehicles are massive trucks. Slow said that the authorities need proper towing vehicles.
But as a first step, you have to put up signs and things to caution sign, reflective sign, that danger ahead. But they don't do that. They don't do that. And then you hear they're going to come, the traffic chief, and then people going to come and tell you something just now. Either the people were careless and they were speeding. And all sort of crap you're going to hear.
Adam Harris, Guyana TV9 News.
The Guyana Police Force has confirmed that the Office of Professional Responsibility, OPR, has concluded its investigation into allegations against an inspector and 3 other brands. The probe followed by a complaint by a Chinese businessman who alleged that during a stop and search exercise, the officer stole $4 million in Guyana currency from his vehicle. The 4 ranks were detained and placed under close arrest on Thursday, August 14, 2025. They have since been released under open arrest but remain confined to the Tactical Service Unit. According to the police force, the case file will be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, on Wednesday, August 20, 2025, for legal advice. More news after the break. Stay with us.
We voted red. We voted red.
Guyana is on the rise with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and we must continue with leadership you can trust. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Saturday, August 23 at Rumshop Street, Herstelling, East Bank, Demerara, starting at 5:30 p.m. Be there to hear from His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali and others. As the most trusted political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic is transforming Guyana for all with progress you can see. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Saturday, August 23 at Rumshop Street, Herstelling, East Bank, Demerara, starting at 5:30 p.m. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
Yo, Ricky, I hear that you can't cheat at elections, boy.
Yeah, boy. You can't cheat at elections, and if you try to cheat, you will be caught. When you are caught, you will be prosecuted in court, and if found guilty, you will go to jail and pay a big fine.
How they will catch me if I try to cheat?
GCOM has put in place several measures to identify persons who would attempt to cheat. As an ordinary voter, the measures that apply to you are ensuring that you cannot impersonate another voter, checking your fingers for the presence of indelible ink, and being scrutinized by the party agents who are stationed at the polling stations.
Well, yes, Ricky, you're right, boy. Nobody can cheat.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I got a real problem, buddy. I want to vote on election day, but I got to work a 12-hour shift every day from Monday to Friday. From 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, boy.
I got the same problem. I registered to vote in Kitty where I live in, and I walk in till up in Linden. And I only get Sunday for go home, and then back again Monday for work.
You know, truly speaking, the hours you work in and the place where you work should not prevent you from voting.
Really? How come?
Listen, the law makes it absolutely clear that employers should give time off to their employees so as to vote. All you have to do is inform your employer that you need time off to exercise your constitutional right to vote.
For real? That's exactly what I can do.
Hey, me too, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't do that so bad.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. And more East Coast Demerara, the PPPC's journey to victory is coming your way for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square starting at 6 p.m. Be there to hear from PPP General Secretary and Vice President Dr. Bara Jagdeo and others. Guyana is on the rise with the People's Progressive Party Civic, and we must continue with leadership you can trust. As the most trusted political party, the People's Progressive Party Civic is transforming Guyana for all with progress you can see. So let's join the PPPC's journey to victory for a grand public meeting on Monday, August 25 at Robert Square and more, East Coast Demerara, starting at 6 p.m. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
Welcome back. Deputy Chief Elections Officer Anel Givings clarified the arrangements for balloting locations for members of the disciplinary service, particularly those stationed in the riverine communities and at polling stations near the border.
He specifically addressed how voting will be conducted in the New River Triangle on Friday, August 22, the designated day for all members of the disciplinary forces to cast their votes. GCOM has established balloting locations in District 1, 8, 7, and 9 to facilitate the voting process in these remote areas.
What we consider to be far-flung areas, many of which, for example, in District 8, 7, 8, and 9, we will do what I refer to earlier as hopscotch balloting. In most of the locations, the ballot stations are established at police stations.
Giddings stated that ballot locations have been established at each police station located in remote areas across all hinterland regions. He explained that election officials will be deployed to these locations and disciplinary forces voting day to facilitate the process. Only those officers who are listed and present at the time will be allowed to cast their votes.
I think on that same journey, we will also proceed to base camp Takam to allow for voting. So those areas will have to be accessed via aircraft. In District 7, we have some difficult journeys that have to be undertaken via helicopter. And that includes, if I recall, Isano Police Station, Inapu Police Station. We have to go to base observation post Macapa, which is located in the Cayuni River. And these locations have to be accessed by helicopter.
A total of 10,481 members of the disciplined forces will cast their votes on Friday, August 22, for a political party of their choice at the general and regional elections at over 80 polling stations across the country. Preparations are in place to facilitate a smooth process, officials of the Guy Elections Commission GCOM revealed on Saturday during a training session for media practitioners. Approximately 6,909 ranks from the Ghana Police Force, 466 from the Ghana Prison Service, and 3,106 Ghana Defense Force ranks are expected to cast their votes. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
And finally, in tonight's newscast, 16-year-old Ariel Mohanlal from Linden has emerged as one of the top performers in the country at this year's CSEC examination. Her outstanding achievement is even more remarkable considering the daily commute she undertook from her home in Amelia's ward in Linden to attend high school in Georgetown.
Ariel's academic path began in Linden at Royal Halls of Learning Primary School, where her exceptional performance in the National Grade 6 Assessment (NGSA) earned her 519 marks out of the possible 528 marks, placing her among the top 100 students in the country and securing her a spot at the prestigious Queen's College in Georgetown.
I attended a private school in Linden, Royal Halls Learning, and I would have obtained 519 points, correct? So that was, I think, well within the top of the country.
In an exclusive interview with Guy TV9 on Tuesday, Mohanlal, who wrote 19 subjects at this year's CSEC, earning 15 grade 1s, 3 grade 2s, and 1 grade 3, opened up about the immense challenges she faced on her daily journey from Linden to Georgetown in public transportation.
Traveling to and from Linden every day was quite exhausting, as it required waking up at 4 every morning and returning home late in the evening. The hot, long, and uncomfortable journey was definitely one of my biggest inconveniences, as I was not able to attend all my after-school lessons, and it hindered me from fully participating in after-school activities. However, I tried my best to not let this affect my academic performance, and it even motivated me to strive for excellence in all that I do. So despite these challenges, I am quite grateful that I was given the opportunity to attend Queen's College while still living in Linden.
This is what she had to say of her secondary school years at Queen's College.
I guess you can say that us 2020 students, we would have gotten off on quite a rocky start with COVID and online learning. But for me, I quite enjoy the online learning because, as I would have said, I'm not really an outgoing person, quite reserved, so I really enjoy the online classes, especially in being in the comfort of your own home. It was really nice. But the transition from online, then you're just thrown into that face-to-face school life in, I think, 2022 in Form 2. It was a little hard for me, but eventually I guess I would have made lots of friends, lots of acquaintances in school that would have eventually helped me through the process of preparing for CSEC examination.
Mohanlal, the eldest of two siblings, described her childhood in the mining town as fun.
Well, I grew up in Amelia's ward, Linden. I grew up with my brother, my younger brother, two aunts. They're a little bit older than me, but within the same age range. And I guess I would say it was quite fun, quite peaceful.
Ariel Mohanlal's story is a powerful reminder that with determination and sacrifice, extraordinary achievements are possible. This incredible young lady will be back at Queen's College for the new school year to begin her Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination (CAPE). Adana Doric, Ghana TV9 News.
And that's all for tonight's news bulletin. I'm Adana Doric. Thanks for watching.